Hello and welcome. This is Ruth Hamilton and I'm back today with another video for Tonic Studios, and this is the latest Stamp Club release, and this one is called Milk and Cookies. So as you can see, this is the stamp set, this is the corresponding die set, and there's lots and lots of really cute things in there. So we've got cookies as you would expect, sort of going from the full cookie to bite side of it and crumbs and whatnot. We've got the dies to match there. There's little hearts, so I'm presuming that you could have these as icing maybe on your cookies. There's a milk carton and a milk carton die. And some of the sentiments then: bake it easy, tough, smart, you're one. So you could have, say, you're one smart cookie. That's just how I, whatever. Sorry you're feeling crummy, without you I crumble. You make the world a better place. We go together like milk and cookies. And then there's cool, enjoy on this little die. And then this is really cool here. This is a die that makes a milk sort of splash, a big splash. And then there are lots of little milk drops here in both the dies and the corresponding stamps. You could also use those for little daubs of cream on something as well if you like, but I think they're actually supposed to be splashes with this, and they are really cool. There's more little crumbs, little heart, glass milk cup or whatever, and a straw, and then there's a cookie jar there and the die that matches that. So this is the die that matches this, but I also like the fact that we've got an oven tray, another tray there, and an oven mitt. So you could use these for loads and loads of different things, and I'm always very happy when I get a couple of layering dies in a set as well. So there's two little layering ovals, and I know that those are the kind of things that are just going to be so useful on so many different projects. And there's a little heart. So many little hearts actually in this here, and I do love my hearts. So I am excited to have a little look through this and try this out, and I'm just going to go and get some paper and card now that I think will match, and I'll be back in a second or two and we'll have a play. Well, I had an idea that I would like to try and make a little oven tent card with this, and I really hope it works out. I haven't tried it, and I think my biggest challenge is to make sure that this, which I presume is, well, I'm going to use it as an oven door anyway, the glass part. I'm just hoping that I can get it to cut through these three panels. I may have to actually cut it through one, then through the next and through the others, because these are quite thick. But the card that I've used anyway is frosted silver, satin effect, and black velvet satin effect. And this is a 6x6 Craft Perfect white card. So what I intend to do, and then I'll show you the process, is putting this on here and this on. I'm going to cut this right through, but in between these two layers I'm going to add a little square of acetate, and then you'll see it right through the two, but that should conceal the bumps and edges of it. It's quite thick. I'd hoped for thinner stuff, but I can't find it, so I'm hoping this works. And then on the inside of the card I'm going to put this black card again. Now that was 14 centimeters square. This silver one I've cut to 13 centimeters square, and this one I have cut to 12 centimeters square, and that's just going to go on the inside. At the top of my oven, bear with me, my imagination just went haywire. So let's pretend this is our oven. I've cut a little strip, and I didn't measure this, so this is just 1 3/4 centimeters by 12, and that's going to go across there. I've got a tiny sliver of silver going across there. Now this is going to be where you pull the handle down to open the oven door. Oh dear, I have got carried away, haven't I? So, well, we'll do that part first, and then I'll come back and show you where I've gone from there. Well, I've cut that and it worked. My paper got slightly marked, my card got slightly marked the first time because my plates are quite marked. As you know, I'm using them a lot, so I've run it through a second time with a sheet of paper over it, and that seems to have helped. So I was going to put the acetate, as I normally do in this type of card, in between these two layers, but I've just decided, saying this is a tint card and you're not going to see in the back of it, I'm going to attach it on here. So I've cut this to 10.5 centimeters square, and I'm going to put that on the back there, and then this piece will go on here. Then I have cut out some little pieces here, so this strip is going along here and the little silver piece. But what I've done next is I've cut 2 of these little racks. Now that's with this little die, so these are cooling racks, and I'm going to put those inside. Now I know that'll be quite tricky to make sure I don't get any glue marks on the I actually think I'll put those on first, maybe before I attach this acetate, and that way I can actually place them and move them about. So we'll hold on to that acetate for a moment or two. They're going inside the oven. Then I have cut out 2 of the heart-shaped cookies and 2 of the star-shaped ones. I've coloured them in. I've coloured 3 of them anyhow with the ginger peach alcohol marker. I'm just going to colour this other one in and show you how I've done it. I've used the chisel nib, and I'll just bring that in a little bit, and coloured this in like so. I'll show you what I've done in the back of that just in a second. So the centre actually comes out of those, as you can see with the die there, that this is a cut line. So I have, while they were still in the die, I just put a little bit of double-sided tape on the back, and then that holds that in. Now there's my cookies, a nice golden brown, but they're going to get a little bit darker and burnt maybe around the edges, so we'll add some more. Just a little bit of definition around the edges. And I'm going to put those on the racks in the oven. Then I have taken this little die. Now it's actually an outline die and an inner die. So one creates the mitten, the oven mitten, and the other one creates the texture in it. And while that was still inside this die, I'll just show you that together. I taped those both together, and while that was still in there, I just felt around the inside of that heart with the end of my embossing tool, and that gave a really clear, defined heart on there. Now I'll get that together and I'll come back in a moment then and show you what I've done to make myself look. So now I've got myself a little piece of Chilli Red Craft Perfect card again, and this is 8 1/4 long ways by 6 1/2 this way, and I have just created a couple of little pleats in it by nipping it in at the top there, like so, and I've made myself a little tea towel. So I'm not going to burnish those down and make that really sharp lines there, because I want it just to look quite tea towelish, if that's a word. I've taken this die again here, and this little loop, which is here, and I've only cut the loop this time, and I'm going to attach that, just glue that inside and make that, I hope you can see it there, a little loop on the top of my tea towel. And then there's a really cute little heart die there, and I've cut that out in white. And when I decided to put that onto the tea towel, I just thought, well, I'll cut another one out and put it on here on the oven mitt as well. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll stop again and explain this little tent fold. So for the tent fold part that's going to hold all this together, and you could have that card just sitting up, but I like a tent fold, and also I think I'd really love a little battery light inside that, a little battery tea light, so this would look like it's lit up like an oven. So I've taken a piece of card, and it measures 15 centimeters across the way, which is exactly the same width as the card itself, and it's 7 centimeters across the way this way. And I have marked it in at 1 centimeter from each side, and I've also marked it down the centre and scored those and folded them, and I'll just burnish those at the moment, but they're mountain and valley fold, and the mountain fold is the one in the centre, which is going to go and hold the card open, but then it will hold it flat when you need it closed as well. So you can see here that that's the shape that it should be. And I'm going to use glue on it. I could use tape or whatever, but just so that you can make sure it's in the right position. This fold line will be down at the bottom here with the point facing inwards. So if you've got that fold line, you can see it there, directly level with the bottom of the card, and the mountain fold facing up inwards. That means you can just, I'll bring this in again, you can just put glue along this edge, and when you fold the card over, you'll see there, all you need to do is hold that down firmly and hold it until the glue grabs, and that's the little card made. Oh, that turned out really well. That's just exactly how that card looked in my imagination, but now I'm going to put a little battery tea light in that, and we'll have a little light up oven. Okay, so I do this every time. I think I've got the card finished, and then I come back and add another little bit, but I just thought, you bake the world a better place, and I thought that looked really cute on there. And I've put my little tea light in the bottom, and I am so happy with that card. It just turned out exactly how it was in my mind, so I'm very happy with that. Now, on to the next one. Because I've done so much die cutting in that one and not very much stamping, I've gone ahead with this one, and I've stamped out some things. I've used my stamping platform just to get them properly positioned, and then I don't have to worry if they weren't just right the first time. So I've got the glass of milk, some cookies, and a straw, and the carton of milk. And I think most of these, if not all, have corresponding dies as well, but I'm just going to go ahead now and colour these in. 5x7 white card. I have cut some Chilli Red to 17 by 12 and then Ice Rink Speciality card to 16.5 by 11.5, and I've layered those all on. So then I've used the little die that was going to be the oven door, and I've cut out a little piece of Chilli Red card again, and that's going to be a little tray this time. I have coloured these in, as you can see, and I've put some 3D foam pads on the back, and now I'm just going to place these on the tray. I decided to wait until I had finished before I would add the crystal drops. I don't know, sometimes that's a good idea and sometimes it's not, but anyway, this time that's what we're going to do. So I've got We Go Together like milk and cookies, and I'm going to add all that together and glue it all on now. I removed quite a bit of the Morning Dew crystal drops on there and just left that looking glossy rather than sort of thick on top of it, and that's that card finished. So that was a lot simpler, a lot easier put together, but very effective still, and the 3D foam pads in behind just give it a little bit of dimension and whatnot on there too. So and yeah, We Go Together like milk and cookies has made a really nice card too. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly have. And if you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. And I will, as always, have my affiliate links for this stamp set down below, and stamp and die set. And I look forward to seeing you back again soon. So until then, bye bye.